I don't know if I ever actually told this story on this channel, but the day, or maybe it wasn't the day, but when Fyrielle came out in that egg, I like hatched that she came out with some legendary I don't remember that I thought was cool. I didn't even think Fyrielle was that good because she really wasn't when she came out. But like I opened what like two or three eggs, and in that I got her, and so I kept opening for the legendary. But like I had already gotten Fyrielle, and then I got two shards in a row of her, like literally two eggs in a row. I got Fyrielle's in the 10. So I was like, oh my gosh, might as well just open to awaken her. So I did, which is the first time aside from the anniversary that I've ever awakened a mythic on the banner that they were released in. So I've had Fyrielle since she came out, and she has since continued to get buffed. Also recently, as I've said in a couple of other my videos, I have awakened Yukihime. So this team uses both of them. With the most recent Fyrielle buff, now she can use Devolve on her first turn, which is great because it makes her much more of a threat in, any match, particularly one-on-one, because she does have that sleep immunity. Although with using her in the front line, you lose out on her Supreme Shield entrance, but I'm okay with that. So I made this new team to kind of showcase Fyrielle and Yukihime. The general idea of it is open with one-on-one, and then use Devolve, and then use Dream of Snow. And then I have Bastia, I think, right behind Yukihime. So that's basically turning the entire battle, once I get that set up, into a 4v2. And I'm using monsters like Vixian, monsters like, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name now. Doomgu, and who else? Leogeist, all to just be like fast sweepers, so we can kill through the two monsters while the devolved monster and the monster that's sleeping is just sitting there on the field. So this is a couple matches with that team. I started off with Galio Dragon in the front line because some people, since the stun change, they just aren't running stun protection in the front line anymore. So if that's not always going to show up, but if it does happen to show up, I can stun everybody for 100 seconds right off the bat. And then I changed up the team recently, actually. I put Leogeist in 5th slot because I already have a monster fast enough. And then I have Archaeoreptarian, who is sleep immune, who can rescue and cannibalize, bringing in Leogeist, although I might change this as I continue to play with this team, have somebody else in 5th slot, so that when Archaeoreptarian rescuing cannibalizes the Galio Dragon when everybody else is asleep. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. This is a new team. I'm still working out the kinks. But it's been working well for me, and it's fun. It's exciting to use. And yeah, so let's look at these matches. Devolve the Team Ibris there. It might have been better to go for McHydra, although I tend to... The thing about Fyrielle is I don't know every monster's like first form skills, so sometimes I'll devolve a monster that I really don't want on the field because their first form has a skill that could potentially mess me up. But, most of the time it's okay, and you can just leave the devolved monster on the field. I've also tried a couple teams with Wavetail and Fyrielle, so that like once you devolve, there's no way they can get rid of them. But that was never super successful because Fyrielle also has like Rockoid Morph, so that kind of eliminates the ability to use one of her moves. So instead, I just went for this fast sweeping, and with Dream of Snow combined with Devolve, it should work out okay. This one, he can probably take Fyrielle out right now with the time's up. He probably does that. Take the shield off Leogeist. Yeah, wake him up. Doesn't matter because he's on 2 high seconds anyway. The reason I had Abyssal Claw next in line is so that I could sneak attack around the people that are sleeping, exactly like that. But as I said, I've been switching monsters in and out of this. Tenguko was there for the stealth entrance as well as the stun, because by the time it got to her entrance, Galio Dragon's stun flash, stun wave would have been, the stun immunity would have worn off. Here, I gotta work through these Rockoids in order to get to the Bundum, so I just went for the Ultra Thunder, because I wasn't super scared of the Dolphoon. I didn't know he had a Jungle Flipper next in line. He just had a bunch of Rockoids, but It's okay. I can eat a Retribution. We'll see who he goes for. Probably Abyssal Claw. Oh, Counter Shock. Right. But I'm not worried because the Leo Geist is poisoned. So I just kind of turn it into a 2-on-2, 3-on-2 because I kill that Rockoid. But I wonder why I went for that 1-on-1 actually. That might not have been the smartest move, but he just goes for the sleeping Abyssal Claw anyway. So, that works out for me. Now he's got Retribution charged. He'll probably go for the Tenguko. Yep. Chronozillion could, just summon Guardians. Shurikaiser can do whatever he wants. Can't get to the Vixian yet, and I've got the Yukihime next in line. I can't use Dream of Snow or Fatal Sleep. Just kidding, now I can. I think that's probably why I did that Dream Hunt, is so I could Fatal Sleep somebody. Let's see what I do here. Soul Missile the Anglo Maiden. I don't know if that was the best move, but it counts. We don't eat the Soba King entrance because we've got Bastion on the field now. Dolphin's going to die soon. I just catapult the Wraith Captain. I don't have any sleep protection, so I didn't want him to be, landing lucky sleeps. I was going to knock back the Pola Boss, but I had to use Salvation there because of the gravity field. So I guess that is a little bit of an oversight on my part that those two moves don't quite work out together. But it works out okay. Stun Pulse the Yukihime, so I can't use her Void Blood Fury, but the Dolphin dies. He's got a bit of decent control now. I go for the Soba King because he's got Divine Rage charged. This Timberlord shields the Pola Boss, and we'll probably just start throwing all. The Tricranium's a little scary. The Pola Boss is a little scary, especially since, that Crescendo Strike definitely kills Vixian. Tricranium's got plenty of fodder. His Timberlord's got plenty of fodder. His Pola Boss is starting to charge up. Although now I don't have Gravity Field, so I can knock back the Pola Boss. That's a bit of a saving grace for me. He just keeps throwing. I lose the Onageist there. He'll probably go for the Doomgoo and Yukihime, I would guess. Yep. Now, I could Desperate Shield, but he would have just slashed all, so I went for the Create Duplicate because I still want to wait. I still want to keep that Doomgoo alive because there's definitely a place that I could get to use Desperate Shield, except the Slash All just kills him anyway. So things aren't looking great for me right now, but I've got the XYZ, Orca, Charybdia, and Moku thinking maybe we can make some magic happen. I'm not super scared of Timberlord, even though he could just keep throwing all. Like, Pandora Orca has Camouflage, Moku has Big Defense. There, I got super lucky that just barely didn't kill. So now I've got a ton of control. We've got his Tricranium binded out of play. I went for the Slayer Bane because I knew it wasn't going to kill. I didn't want to bring in the Penguinator yet until XYZ had his turn back. So I knew with element disadvantage, it wasn't going to kill. It didn't matter, though, because Penguinator entered at like 130 seconds because of the XYZ. But we Tempest Reaper, Baphagoge with the Penguinator. And now we're back to his Rockoids at the end. I'm pretty sure this one's over. I just Slayer Bane the Timberlord because I can eat that Death Revenge. We give him one more, I think, so that, I'm trying to line up Emoji Moha. Not the secret skill, but it didn't really matter because it was just Bronze Shells and Rockoids. But with the XYZ passive and with Charybdia now charged, there's pretty much nothing he can do. I've got Virulent Grasp. I've got people getting stunned as they're entering. So even though this one looked bad near the end, there was really nothing he could do. That match is over. On to the next one, up against Crystal Flower. Onyxia is a monster I wish I had because I would definitely use in this team. Sleep there doesn't hit Demon Toad, which is fine. Obviously, I couldn't use the Stun Wave with Gallia Dragon because I would just give the turn to Onyxia. Here, thinking about what I want to do, skip behind, go for another sleep, so we put the Demon Toad to sleep, and then just rock on with the Oni Blade, I would guess. Or, yeah, that would make sense. Onyxia can unfortunately take the Stealth off of Abyssal Claw, so I'll need to wait for him to get back to the, Abyssal Stealth, so we can get him camouflaged. Onyxia can't really take that away. He can just kind of keep chipping him down. I go for the Devolve instead of Rockoid Morph on the Gallia Dragon because I don't want to bring in Tenguko's entrance right into an Onyxia, obviously. And now that Necropion can't really do much. I think he has, Bloodthirst, which does no damage, so we're chilling there. It is getting kind of close to when these monsters are waking up. That's the one issue with this team is because Devolve costs so many seconds, like it's it's hard to maintain control because by the time you do your Rockoid morph and your devolve, like everybody's awake. So that is a little tricky thing. I'm wondering if there's like, I don't think there are any sleep immune give turn monsters that I can think of, but maybe I could figure something out with somebody in the 5th slot with the new Archaeorapteran. Like, I don't know. We'll keep playing with it. I really like this team. I'm having a ton of fun with it, so I most likely will continue to play with it, which is great. And then I can just keep refining it and keep using it. So here, thinking about who I want to kill, I go for the Demon Toad. Didn't want to take off the shields with the Poison Revenge, so I went for the Soul Missile rather than Catapult. Also, it's just fewer seconds. Usually, I've found in my time with Vixian, if you're able to use Soul Missile or Catapult, you should almost always go for the Soul Missile because Unwanted Morph is so few seconds that, I don't know, 8 times out of 10, when she gets another turn, you'll have enough time to Unwanted Morph before using another Soul Missile. So it's so fast, and it ignores Revenges, it ignores Protectors. Like, it's usually a good idea to try and make it work. Here, I do have time to Desperate Shield. Again, can't do knockback, but we can kill the Orca anyway. Now we can hit the Lunactia. Necropion could, I don't know, take the shield off Doomgoo, which he does. Again, do I Soul Missile the Die Faith? I might go for a Catapult this time, yeah, because I'm running out of fodder. Although, I don't know if a Soul Missile would have been the right move or not. It doesn't really matter. I decided to go for the Grimoris because I don't want her to start quelling. That would be real bad because, as I said, I don't have any sleep protection at the end of this team. So that's a thing to keep in mind. The Hypnotize gets blocked, and I think she just went for the Heartburst on Lebroid. And at that point, it's over. Nobody cares about your HP boosted Carmilla. This one, like I was saying, like sometimes people just don't run stun protection in the front line. Granted, it doesn't really matter if I'm just putting them all to sleep anyway, but what that does do is it lets me rescue and cannibalize with the Archaeorapteran, which, as you'll see, worked out great here because with his Trimagus entrance, I'm able to kill Missile Torment with Archaeorapteran, get the turn back from both people so that I can kill Cynthia before she's able to double Retribution, and then I can go for another one-on-one because Archaeorapteran is sleep immune, kill off the Onigeist because he's not doing much, and now we've pretty much got this battle totally in control. We kill the Laveronix with Tenguko. I've got this Blood Crave, and I've got Guardian Demise as well because he's got his Sleeping Tortigeist on the field. So at this point, it's already over. We kill him. This Blood Crave is going to put him, Rock Colossus, to hold ground, even though I lose Archaeorapteran. But I'm pretty sure he can't, double Dream Hunt, so he just gives up. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this new team. I'm really loving it, and I will see you all in the next one.